those transient sensations, like what you smell, hear, taste, touch, all that stuff, and then you're left with what's fundamental.
Yeah, so when you say quiet, God is in the quietness, right? So that is you engaging with your internal thoughts. That's you coming to grips with yourself.
No, thoughts are transient. I agree with the latter statement, but not before.
Yeah, so God is not within the stillness. That's you slowing down to shut out the external reality to think internally. That's what's happening.
Well, no, thoughts are transient too. You want to shut those off as well to find stillness.
Then what happens? If you're not thinking, what are you doing?
You're being. So you remember Bruce Lee's philosophy? Don't think, feel. Right? Going with the flow. Right? Thinking is intentional. Right? It's in order to reach some future goal, and it's important to think. It's fun, but you don't have to. And I think when you stop thinking and feeling and tasting and touching, you're left with just this pure subjectivity. And in those moments, you're having that God encounter.
Okay, it's still not God. I don't see where God comes in. You encounter still with yourself.
So what you're saying is yourself, your deepest self, is something colorless, tasteless, enormously powerful, shapeless, immaterial. All of those things that you find phenomenologically when you quiet those sensations. Do you and I agree there? I knew we agreed. I always do it.
No, I don't.
It always gets to this point, like honey is putting up the skull. It's like it gets to this point where it's like, why do we have to diverge here? Why can't we just keep walking together? Like we know this.
That engagement is not analogous to parenting.
Exactly.
Being still and quiet, that's not how children approach their parents, ever. So it's still not analogous. And James is still accurate to say that you can't compare what the word God refers to what the word parenting or parent or father or mother refer.
Right, when billions and billions of people in the world are making that mistake, apparently. It might be that
They need to stop.
But if there is a false comparison, draw it out. Because I know that, two things are not going to be identical if you compare them. That's kind of the reason for comparisons. You want to figure out where the similarities are, even though they're not exactly the same because they're two different objects. Right?
Well, you drew it out. We can start by the fact that children don't quietly, stillly engage with their parents, or the vice versa. It doesn't happen that way either. So that's just an example of how God is not like parents. What the heck is that part?
Yeah. So that's a good example of how God is not like a human parent. So that doesn't mean that there aren't ways that God is like a human parent. Meaning the comparison makes sense. They're just not identical. Hence the need for a comparison in the first place. If there was a token identity, it would be really difficult to compare. So you're right. There's ways in which God and man are different, clearly and obviously.
Biscuit, is there a way to create flow state through breathing?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Oh my God, is comedy following me? What the fuck?
I'm just wondering if breathing is essential to living or staying alive. If I stop breathing, I die, right? So something's important about breathing. Is it spelled B-R-E-T-H-I-N-G or B-R-E-A-F-I-N-G?
Roy is turning his volume down until comedy leaves. All right, have a good time.
Hello? It's a serious question. Hello?
You ask the question.
You don't have to breathe.
I'm gonna hold my breath until I pass out. Let's do a test.
Comedy,
Hello?
what's the question you're asking? Adrian.
I was asking Biscuit, who was going into the now state or putting everybody into a powerful deep hypnosis about the now, which is all important. I'm just wondering if breathing is essential in the now. Thank you all.
Well, remember in Bull Durham, he breathed through his eyelids.
There is like a little tube that connects the nose and the eyes, right? Some kind of sinus channel thing.
Well,
You
diaphragmatic.
can like breathe through your eyes. If you want to breathe through your eyes, just you don't suck hard enough while your nose is clogged or something.
Well, we know we got a lot of catfish on this app, but they breathe through gills. What we're trying to determine is how to induce flow state, which is essentially a state of mind. What you could call a brainwave, or you could call a perspective, even. Music is one way to induce a great state of relaxation.
I think your definition of flow state is really flawed. Are you coming from a cognitive science perspective, or is this a neologism for you? What's your definition of the flow state?
Well, flow is spelled Flow, and it's a little bit like water in a river. It goes from high to low. So above is below, below is above, if that makes any sense. Flow now. Keep breathing.
That seems like a dodge.
Oh, that's my other Clown House account. It's called Doge. Department of Government Efficiency. They call me the Department of Clown Efficiency now.
Well, clowns are funny. Is that what you're attempting?
Oh,
No, clowns aren't funny. They're different than funny.
you didn't know that this is technically Dinner for Schmucks and you're one of the featured guests at your own roast barbecue?
I like a good roast. ChatGPT can
I like chicken and biscuits. Anyways, do you have any other Christian analogies?
Do nothing theology. Sounds like a win to me.
I mean, why did they crucify that man Jesus? And was he really Jewish?
It could be something like you're not the drop in the mighty ocean, you're the mighty ocean in the drop. Something like that, you know.
I mean, that's like atomic consciousness, cosmic consciousness, universal consciousness. Keep breathing. Just saying.
Another analogy is that Jesus and I are in a personal relationship. It's like a family member of mine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like an imaginary stepsister that you've never met before.
Jesus is your stepsis.
Yeah, it's
That you stuck somewhere.
Yeah, think about it.
Imaginary stepsister is kind of funny. Yeah, that was the first funny thing that you said. You keep going in that same direction.
Thank you, Dr. Biscuit. Thank you for the
It's interesting if you
approval.
think about it, like, you know, like Christian, like what Honey Badger says, it's like, you know, people keep saying they have a personal relationship with Jesus, especially somebody like Andrew, right? Andrew claims to have like a personal relationship with Jesus that's actually more believable than his actual belief that he has a relationship with his own mother, right? But then when asked, what is it that's making it so believable, they decline to identify anything that is helpful that would make you believe their assertion.
I mean, I have a personal relationship with Jesus.
Well, you could say that some people would choose to rather read the liturgy than actually have never-ending conversations with their parents, which is essentially the same thing that people do here on Clown House, which is sing the song that never ends. And I, for one, don't like singing the song that never ends with my mom or my dad. My dad doesn't like to sing it either, but my mom still likes to sing it. But since she's my mom, I maybe give her special deference to put her bullshit in my ears that I have to listen to as if it's really even important, or it's like Clown House essentially is what I'm saying. Is my relationship with my mother is what Clown House is like. It's like listening to a bunch of useless shit which does nothing for my life unless it's good programming. Biscuit generally gives good programming and insight into self. A lot of other schmucks on here will waste your time because they're super low educated and super stupid, and thus their projection is a total waste of your fucking life. Your essence is being depleted by listening to even maybe me right now, but maybe it's ringing true for some of you.
Yep. Biscuit, are you serious? Do you believe you have a personal relationship with Jesus, or are you just fucking around with us?
No, I don't believe it. I know it. There's certain things you believe.
Okay.
This is not.
Okay. Fine, fair enough. What is it like when you say you're just equivocating on the term relationship?
That's possible. I haven't heard that unpacked yet.
I mean, it seems to me that like when people talk about having a relationship with Jesus, when you interact with what they mean by relationship, is that it doesn't resemble much of anything that we would call having a relationship with somebody else, another person, right? If I say I have a relationship with my friend, Tony, right? That relationship includes that I call him, he calls me, we hang out, we go places, we do things, we share experiences. We sometimes have arguments, sometimes we don't get along, sometimes we do get along. We actually, have shook hands, we've laughed, we've shared food together. There's all these things I can just point to that would be like a constitutive of having a relationship with somebody. But then when you ask, like, what is it to have a relationship with Jesus? Is it in any way, shape, or form with that? What I generally find is there's like, the person is going to say something like, I'm talking to that person and I'm talking with them, but I'm not getting any audible voices back for them. I'm not seeing them physically. I'm not touching them. I'm not eating food alongside of them. I'm not having a laugh. I'm not going to a basketball game with them, but I'm talking to them, and then I sit and ponder and think if they're saying anything to me back, and I just like sort of attribute thoughts that pop into my head as like a relationship constitutive of that relationship, which isn't the same as having a relationship with somebody else. And I'm just asking, are you having that type of relationship with Jesus?
Yeah, and is it personal? That would be the other question I would be asking here, because I think that's an important distinction being made. Like, if I were to talk about like a personal relationship, I would probably distinguish that between like a long distance relationship, right? In which I'm not engaging with the actual person, I'm engaging with, some digital representation of them, right? And that's how I would like to distinguish a personal relationship.
Yeah. So there's a lot in both of those. I think the relationship is personal. Yeah. I think all Christians believe they have a personal relationship with Jesus. That's ongoing.
Does it align with anything that I was saying to you before?
I was wondering if you want to unpack that any further, Tim, because I think you had some meat there.
I do too. And if you could both paraphrase that and kind of shorten it so that I can keep the question portion in my brain.
Oh, sure. So I just was saying, like, when I talk about relationships, you have like physical relationships, you talk to people, you see people, you touch, shake hands, you share experiences, they share experiences with you, you guys will confide in each other, they'll tell you secrets, you tell them secrets, etc., etc. Or do you have any of those types of relationship components in your relationship with Jesus?
You're asking if I shake hands with them?
I just asked you. I laid out several things. Do you share any of them?
I'm sorry. Lay them out one more time.
Are you being serious, or are you just fucking with me?
No, I'm asking you to lay them out one more
It's
time.
actually serious. This is a deconstruction problem. The word relationship is all tangled up. It's a huge tangled mess. So what Tim is talking about is shaking hands, going to potlucks, meeting him, looking him in the eyes, knowing how tall he is when he shares an experience he's had with you. You share a secret with him. Here you go, right? I'm talking about a reification of the word relationship that isn't familiar to what most people mean when they say relationships between humans. This is a reification fallacy.
Yeah, well, I also don't believe in relationships. It's simply coincidences. No matter how many times you see this relationship, it's proof there's an actual relationship. There's no way to prove it. So I don't believe it.
There's nothing to believe. Nothing's been presented. But thanks for positioning the well there. Again, I wasn't asked what most people think. I was asked what I meant by Tim. So,
Right, well, then the reason, this is how I saw the dialectic. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I got it wrong. When I was asking you, the first question I said to you is, do you think maybe you're equivocating on the term relationship? And you said, well, I don't know. And so then I offered some ideas of what I thought would be constitute a relationship. And we've kind of gone back and forth, and it felt like for a moment and I'm not accusing this, but I felt when you said, well, do you mean do I shake hands with him? Like as if that was the reduction of all of what I said.
Why can't you guys just admit that the books, like I was just chanting to Jehovah earlier, it's very good psychology. It's much better programming than anything you can listen to here. It's essentially really well thought out psychology to embolden you to strength and courage and all the positive attributes of domination in a good sense. So if you don't like books, but you think you're on this imaginary journey with this invisible guy, the point is, I mean, it's all in your memory. It's all words. Like people have relationships with the text in the books. It's not literal, but it's for your programming. So I don't understand. Like there's really no debate. Thus, everybody's a neurotic here, wasting their time talking about nothing. Read a book, go to the gym, fatty.
What did I say that was erotic?
My favorite type of people on Facebook are people on Clubhouse. People who say that the conversation they've been taking part in for the last half an hour is a waste of everyone's time.
Well, I would never be part of a club that would accept me as a member, so suck it. Groucho Marx fans, no. It's a sad world where people are living under a rock.
I don't know. Clubhouse is not a tragedy. It's a comedy. And that's what I think a lot of people really don't understand about the journey of the fool or about liberation or about, your life's journey and optimization. So you can keep coming to this app and having useless conversations.
Yeah, there's like the Emancipation Proclamation of the reification of communication, and yeah.
All communication is hypnosis. If you project stupid shit, you're a shitty hypnotizer. That's my opinion.
I mean, shit breeds shit, and shit, yeah, fucking shit.
Saying that something is a waste of time kind of presupposes that you have some idea of what time should be spent doing, like the overall goal of life. Like,
practicing juggling. Get better at juggling.
No, it's a little bit like playing Warcraft. I don't know if you've ever played Warcraft or StarCraft, but basically it's all about speed of optimization and how you spend your time, which includes what you listen to, what you say, what your actions are. So if you want to program for a good outcome, you have to program good thoughts, good actions, and that's the basic formula. A plus B equals C. I mean, it's not a complicated journey, but people on this app are so stupid that they will waste your time and you will slip into a hypnosis with what they're saying because all communication is hypnosis and you won't even remember what you listened to on this app yesterday because one of the side effects is amnesia. Oh, here comes another high IQ genius, Dr. Shawnito.
Sometimes because I'm drunk all the time.
I'm sorry that's been your experience. Certainly hasn't been mine.
I'm playing devil's advocate, but I mean, I have books all around me. I read a book this morning across 15 different YouTube accounts created 51-minute shorts. And what I read in just those 3 minutes is more valuable than anything I could listen to all day on this piece of shit app with a bunch of stupid motherfuckers.
We're going to pretend that you don't join our panels and say the same 3 things over and over again every day. And then
I'm going to keep saying it. Your rooms are a huge waste of time. I just came back to remind you all as I roast you.
Why don't you go read
Can somebody pass me the coleslaw? Can somebody pass me the barbecue chicken, please? Can somebody pass me a Miller High Life? A little cannabis, maybe? Reframe the framers.
Talking about him is him winning. So let's just move.
Right.
Johnny,
I agree, but then you let him in here and waste their time for like a half hour, and then you get mad at me for mentioning it for 15 seconds.
Honey and Ron, what the fuck? Are you guys asleep up there? They're just observing while you play the game.
So, Biscuit,
And then we got Benji, the other retard, in here now. And
yeah. Okay, thanks, Wes. Let's not.
JQ's recording. Watch what you say.
Okay, cool.
record that and listen to it.
I'm really intrigued with Biscuit and his relationship with Jesus. I'd like to hear more and understand it a little better. So, Biscuit, what is it convincing you that you have a personal relationship with Jesus?
Yeah, so there are some philosophers like Jeff McMahon and Derek Harford who threw together the analogy. You've probably heard it before, where they ask the question, like, if you were to have the first successful brain surgery where you got someone else's brain, like your brain was taken out and was given to them, and their brain was taken out and put in your skull, would you be somebody with a new brain? Or would you be, like, do you go with the brain or do you go with the body? And the majority of people would say, I would be in a new body, right? Instead of thinking I would have a new brain.
Why are you separating the brain from the body? The brain's a physical thing. It's part of your body. It's not like a separate fucking idea.
This is to launder the word relationship out of the conversation, by the way.
You see how they're trying to take you down some path, JC? You have to resist that.
Yeah, Biscuit. So how does this connect with you and having a personal relationship with Jesus? That's what I want to know.
Sure. Yeah, so I think that McMahon and Harford made the point that there's a good argument that none of us are human beings. As a matter of fact, Jeff Harford's